everyone. Welcome back to the Moss HR Minute. I'm Nicole Moss, co-founder of Moss Consulting HR Services, where we continue to evolve as an HR provider, developing employee-focused support systems for business owners. Today, I'm sitting down with someone I'm so excited to introduce you to, and we're talking what it's like to step into HR from a management major background. Today, I'm here with Avery, who is one of our summer interns. She is a management major who spent the summer getting hands-on with HR here at Moss. So Avery, welcome.
Thank you.
Tell everyone a little bit about your summer so far.
All right. So I started about 2 months ago and kind of just got thrown into it right away. Had some great people to look up to and kind of guide me into what I was doing. And then ever since, it's been smooth sailing. We had the Moss Summit a couple weeks ago, and that was super fun to get to see everyone in person. And yeah.
Okay.
It's been great.
Yeah, you did get thrown right into the thick of it. I think you guys started right as we were bringing on that hotel, the acquisition.
Yes.
And we were like, you're going to learn one of the most complex HRIS systems, which was iSolved.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys did.
Yeah.
You were like, okay, let's jump in. It was amazing. So you got pulled into a real employee relation conversation super early on, without talking about names or clients or anything like that. You know, what did sitting through that, tell us about that meeting, and then let us know like what it taught you about how kind of HR handles difficult moments, difficult conversations. I'd love to hear your perspective.
Yeah. So after I had that meeting, I had a talk with Nicole and was like, that was actually one of the more insightful things that I had done so far. Not because I enjoyed the meeting or it was a performance improvement plan. And it was more just interesting to hear how they communicated with their employee, how our client communicated with their employee, and just truly heard them out, cared for them, and they kind of communicated on what each other needed to move forward. And so I thought that was a good learning moment for me.
Yeah. I think what was really cool about that moment was, one, you got thrown into that. Like, I was like, Avery, I can't be there. Can you go run and do this? And you were like, absolutely. But what I found really cool about that was the prep that went into it. You know, they were, the presenting parties were really prepared to have that discussion, and they knew like what they were going to say, and they were prepared for her rebuttals. Like what, like from you sitting and you were there as a witness, basically as an HR witness. What did you think about like the preparation and how they were prepared to have that conversation with her?
Yeah. Well, I walked in blind, so I had no idea how this was going to go, if this was just like an open conversation, but they had like their topics all printed out of what they were going to talk about and all of their evidence, so to speak, for every single point, just to back themselves up, give themselves some credibility. So they were like, no, we're not nervous at all. Like, we're just going to kind of lay this all out for her, ask her if she has any questions, hear everything that she has to say, and then kind of just double down on our points and why we feel so strongly about them. So it was very organized and wasn't really like any room for misinterpretation or anything.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing is like clear is kind. And if an employee is not performing to, you know, I really think that performance improvement plans back in the day, the stigma was like, oh, if you're on a PIP, you know, that's kind of like step one to being out.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's true anymore. I think that most employers want their employees to succeed. And, you know, communication is so complex, and that what one person might say and be like, I was really clear in my expectations, the reception of that could be totally different from from someone else's ears. And so I think that those performance improvement plan discussions can really, it brings clarity, and it gets everyone in the same room on the same page. You know, of course, at the end of the day, the employee needs to do now what was made clear. But I thought it was really cool that you got to go into that, and you handled it like a pro.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Cause it's never comfortable, right? Like that's uncomfortable. So great job. Nailed it. It was amazing.
Thank you.
What's the biggest gap you've noticed between what they teach kind of in the classroom, based on your studies, and what actually plays out with like real employees?
Yeah, I mean, like we've talked about, just like hands-on experience is the main thing. A lot of the like technology type skills that we learn are amazing, but they just need to be applied. Like we don't really apply them as much in school.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense at all.
Yeah.
But so, and I think every company is different too. So I think that there's something that you just can't learn from than like being in the company and working with their systems and all of that.
Yeah, I think the theory of what you're learning is so important, right?
Exactly.
It's like very foundational, very important. You know, you can read about how to terminate someone.
Exactly.
But, or to have a discussion like a PIP conversation with them. But, you know, I think the variable and like doing it in person so many times is like that the person that you had the PIP discussion with, she could have responded in a very, she was very open to the feedback. And I think she was incredibly collaborative. That's, I would say like 8 out of 10 times that's what happens. But there's 2 out of 10 times where they get like really mad or they're very combative. And you can't, you know, you have the base theory and the base knowledge, but until you like sit through a few of those, you just don't know, you know. Exactly. As an example, Alyssa, Naya and I were in a meeting with a client and we were with their leadership team and it got a little heated between the team and we kind of, you as HR professionals, you want the team to collaborate and work together. And so the 3 of us kind of sat quietly and let them try to work it out. We facilitated as we needed to. And someone got really angry and kind of like threw his stuff down. He walked out of the room. And, you know, Alyssa and I, who are a little more tenured, and I did too, but we all just kind of sat there and you just let it play out, right? You just got to go, okay, getting involved with this person or stepping in. He's mad. He needs to walk out. He needed space. Yeah. Stopping him, which would have been maybe like a rookie move of being like, hey, hold on, we need to finish this. There's nothing to gain. No. But the reason that we were able to kind of, you know, Naya was following me and Alyssa's lead. And Alyssa and I were like, walk out, man, take your time, you know,
whatever you need,
take a breather. And that comes with experience. So I think that totally makes sense that like, you need to learn the technology, you need to learn the theory, but we're dealing with real life people.
Yeah. The application's just different.
Yeah.
In any circumstance.
Totally. Every single person's going to respond different 100% of the time.
Yes.
Like so you just see it a lot and then eventually, you know, we'll never see it all, but you feel more comfortable sometimes. Okay. So Avery, if you had to explain to a friend what Moss Consulting actually does, like in a sentence or two, what would you say now that you've had the experience of the summer?
Okay. So funny story. Actually, Cayman and I were talking about this on the drive here and I was like, I'm going to say makes dreams come true.
Yes.
But I was love that's so corny and I can't say that.
No, I love it.
But here I am saying it anyway. But no, I do just feel like it's just having support for the clients. It's the stuff that they're like, oh shoot, I forgot about that. And then it's like, wait, it's already done. Someone already did it for them. And like someone's just there supporting them, helping them achieve whatever they're trying to achieve or like make their dreams come true.
Yes.
So it's a true statement, as corny as it might sound.
No, it's great. I think that's great. Yeah. It's, you know, the collaboration of our team and our clients is really very cool. And I love that you got to experience that. What's one HR term or acronym that you had zero clue about before this internship?
Okay. So I don't know if there's an HR term or acronym that I didn't know, but I do think I've seen how much goes into benefits as a whole. It's like you hear about the couple basic terms and then when you're getting requests about benefits, that's like the main thing that I feel like we hear about. Yeah. Especially just being in tickets all the time. And there's just a lot that goes into it that I guess I didn't fully understand before.
People spend their whole careers in benefits and it's wild. It's so crazy. Okay, Avery, after your summer internship, how have your career interests changed? And do you see a different direction for yourself now that you've seen HR close up? If you were to work with Moss Consulting, how do you see yourself contributing to the team? Yeah.
So I don't know if my career interests have changed a whole lot. Okay. I think I've gotten a little bit more clarity maybe.
Yeah.
I remember you asking me on the first day, like, what section of HR do you want to go in? Do you have any and I was like, nope, just here to do whatever, like throw me into everything. And I did really enjoy like that compliance type conversation. Okay. But I also like working with Evie and seeing her creative side, like being able to support her is very interesting to me.
Okay.
So I think those two things are things that I've really enjoyed and might be more of a focus moving forward.
Very cool. I love that. So Avery, when you started with us, we threw you into the fire, pretty much. And you got thrown into a ticketing system. We close on average, I think it's like 220 tickets a week. You see them all roll through. Mm-hmm. A lot of those tickets, or soon to be a lot of those tickets will be text to tickets. Yes. How important do you think it is to like have for these employees to have like easy accessibility to text us if they need help.
So important. I deal a lot with, my role is to route the tickets to the proper person and read what they're about and kind of make sure that they can get in touch with the person that will best help them in the quickest amount of time. So it's all about efficiency. And I think if you're having a problem with your benefits or your pay, those are pretty immediate problems that could be like, need to be resolved in 1 to 2 days, like quick. And so as important as it is on my end to get the ticket to where it needs to go, it's also important on the other end of like, they need to submit the request as fast as possible for me to be able to do my job as fast as possible. So super important.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I've not ever thought about it like that. That, you know, if someone's like, if they get their check and it seems wrong or they have a question, if they wait 3 days to ask us, we can't, now we're like 1 to 2 days out from helping. So so to give them the access to like quickly text us helps us help them faster. Help us help you kind of a situation. I love that. And then what do you think about, you know, us being able to help people in Spanish? How does that feel?
Yeah. Well, I studied abroad in Italy. I know Evie also studied abroad. So I also dealt with a little bit of a flipped language barrier, so to speak. And so it's super important just to feel like, not even that you're just like being understood without a translator, but also just like if you're talking to someone and y'all are having a conversation, it's important to like not have a third party there. Like sometimes you just need to talk face to face with one person to really feel connected. And so I think that's super important. Yeah, I love that. Amazing. Well, Avery, it's been awesome to have you this summer. It's been so fun to kind of hear the stories, and I know you got thrown into the deep end so fast, which was great, but I hope you learned a lot. And I think that, you know, I'm sure that we'll be working together in the future. Well, that is your Moss HR Minute. If you're a business owner who's up at night worrying about employee decisions, we can help ease those worries. Schedule 15 minutes with me. Let's see how Moss Consulting can help. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. It's fast, it's fun, it's the